problems on the back, but since this is so new, I'm actually going to go through some of these problems with you guys. So we're going to start at the top. What is the opposite of negative 18? So it says the words here, if I were to rewrite this, it would look like this. The opposite of negative 18. These are the same. So now if I asked you, what's the opposite of negative 18? You would say, well, let me look at a number line. If I went negative 18, what would be its opposite? Positive 18. Please put this on your notes, like mine exactly. So what is the opposite of 5.5? Well, this is positive 5.5. That would mean its opposite would be negative 5.5. And yes, there are positive and negative decimals. What is the opposite of 0? Ooh, we already just talked about this. The opposite of 0 is 0 is the only number that is its own opposite. It's the only number. If I ask what's the opposite of 0? 0. It's the only one where that rule works. That's why I wrote it in yellow, so I want it to be different. Looking at number 4. What is the opposite of negative 26.25? Well, the opposite of that would be positive 26.25. Negative, positive, same numbers. We're good. Moving on. What is, this looks like what Miss Madera just wrote up here. That line means the opposite of, so the opposite of negative 15. Well, the opposite of negative 15 would be positive 15. Oh, now they're trying to trick us again. Let's take a look. What is the opposite of negative 45? Well, I'm going to use my notes. This has 1, 2, 3 negative signs. Please write this. There's 3 of them. 3 is an odd number. I'm going to go back. I'm going to flip my notes over because I remember something Miss Madera saying there'd be notes in here about this. Here we go. If a number has an odd number of negative signs, it is a negative number. Yay! Now I can just do this. The opposite of the opposite of the opposite of negative 45 is going to be negative 45. The notes told me if it has an odd number, it's going to be the negative type of that number. The number doesn't change. If they're giving all these bad boys to you, the opposite of the opposite of the opposite, you are still going to use that number, but you need to figure out, is it going to be positive or is it going to be negative? Because there's 3 signs. In this case, it's negative. Okay. So we're going to compare using greater than, less than, or equal to. Eventually, what we're going to do is on a number line, we're going to look at numbers and see which one's bigger and which one's smaller. This is negative 150. This is definitely further left. This is a small number below 0. That's this one. Now this one says the opposite of negative 150. Well, the opposite of negative 150 would be positive. Also, you guys, what I do as a little trick, you don't have to do this. See these 2 negative dashes? When I see them, I imagine they become friends and they come together and they make a plus sign. Like that. Like they melded, they went from negative to, we'll get along, now there's a plus sign. So now if I'm looking at these numbers, negative 150, positive 150, think about it like money. Would you rather owe and have to pay back $150? Or would you rather just earn $150? Well, this means I have money. This is greater. This is bigger. Now, we're going to, and if you need to pause again, just a gentle reminder, please do so your notes match mine completely. We're going to compare using greater than, less than, or equal to. Here's 75. There's no sign in front of it, but I can assume, because there's no sign there, this is actually positive. And now, oh no, it's just like this one. There's 3 signs. We have the opposite of the opposite of the opposite. If there's an odd number, that means it's going to be negative. So this is actually just negative 76. So thinking again with money, would I rather owe somebody $76 or would I earn $75? They're trying to trick you because immediately if you see this, you think, oh, 76 is more money. Well, in fact, that's negative. Would you rather owe money, need to pay it back, or earn money? Well, this means I have money and I'm rich. So please put that on your notes. All right. The next 2, I want you guys to try on your own. Once you've completed this, then you can move on to group work. You need to get a check first. So, a fish is swimming 65 feet below sea level. A seagull is flying the opposite distance. Write the integer that represents the height of the seagull. You can draw a picture if you need to, but you really just need to provide me with the integer. Is it positive or negative? Positive or negative? And again, this guy is 65 feet below sea level. They're asking what is its opposite. And you're going to write that here. The last one. Samuel deposited $45 into his bank account. That means he put it in his savings. He saved it. He saved it. Or earned it. Either one. Write the integer that represents the opposite of depositing the money. What would be the opposite of earning it, saving it? Once you're done with these 2 last questions, then you can move on to group work. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later.